Hello everyone, I'm Mike Tardif. I'll be your instructor this semester in English 108. I just wanted to make this quick video to share with you who I am, what my philosophy about teaching is, how the course will work, what to expect out of the course, and to get you set up for week one. So, I'm Mike Tardif. I grew up just outside of Bangor. I'm coming back to Maine after living in Michigan for 4 years. I've been asked by the college to teach technical writing and to enhance the communication skills of our graduates. And so that's why you all are here. My philosophy about education is pretty simple. I think that writing is hard work, and I think that the best way to improve your writing is to experience various types of writing and to get acclimated to a few core principles. This course is going to be organized around a few things. The first thing is writing, obviously, a lot of it. The second thing is revision, which to me is the central part of writing. So many of you are probably really used to a linear model of writing where you sit down, you have a writing task, you look at the cursor for half an hour, you get started, you finish, you send it in. That's not going to fly in this class. We're going to work a lot to create initial drafts, get response on those drafts, create revision plans about those drafts, and then make those drafts something like a final product. I'm a big believer that writing is a lot like engineering. Writers solve problems. In technical writing, in our context, we're solving problems with words and images. So just like an engineer has to create prototypes and test those prototypes, that's what we're going to do with our writing. And so that's one of the core elements of the class. Another core element of the class will be practice. Scaffolding is what I call it. And so I'll ask you to do a number of small activities that usually lead into something much larger. And so it's important for you to stay up with the way, with the course assignments and the way the course is sort of laid out. It's created that way for a very specific and strategic reason. What you can expect each week is that there will be a folder on Blackboard. In that folder, there will usually be an introductory video much like this one. There'll be a checklist that includes all of the things you need to do for that week. Our course is going to be organized around 2 specific days each week where work is due, Sunday and Thursday. So the checklist will explicitly tell you what things are due on Thursday and what things are due on Sunday. And those are the 2 most important days of each week as far as this class is concerned. I really don't care how you get the work done. I don't care when you do it. What I do care about is that you meet those deadlines. In this class, late work will not be accepted because technical writing is about preparation for communicating in the workplace, and the expectation in the workplace is that you'll get things done. So in week 1, I just want to give you a sense of what we'll be up to. First, I need you to get acclimated with the syllabus. So I need you to take a really close look at that. I need you to purchase your textbook, okay, because there's going to be reading out of the textbook early in this week. I need you to take a brief quiz about the syllabus. Now, I know that sounds kind of lame, but it's important that you take a really close look at the syllabus and that I feel comfortable that you understand what the expectations in this course will be. After that, I have a couple of short assignments for you. The first of which is an email assignment. Now, I think we can all expect and understand and maybe even have experience that email is the primary form of writing that we'll be doing in our workplace lives. So it's really important for me that you leave this course with the ability, if nothing else, to write a really good email. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to complete a reading about emails from your book, and then I'm going to ask you to reply all to an email that I send out where you introduce yourself to the course. Now, one of the interesting and difficult things about an online course is that we won't get to sit in a classroom, we won't get to communicate, we won't get to converse, but we will be asked to work with each other at various times during the semester. So it's important that we know who's in the class, what majors are represented, what parts of the state are represented. So I'm asking that you first read and understand what a really good email is, and then send an email to the entire class. After that, I really want us to reflect on our reading practices. One of the things that I really hope becomes apparent to you in this class is that reading in the workplace is different than reading in a scholarly context. In the workplace, we can't work under the assumption that people are going to read the first and the last word of every document and every word in between. That's just not how it works, okay? Readers tend to be skimmers. Readers look for things that are important to them. And so one of the key lessons of this course is being able to anticipate what your readers need and being able to create documents and writing that attends to those needs as quickly as possible. So one thing I'm going to ask you to do is reflect on your own reading practices. So I'm going to have you look at a chapter in your textbook and reflect on the way that that textbook is set up and how that setup of that textbook helps you accomplish your task as a reader, which is really to understand the content of the book. Okay, so that really gets us a strong foundation. We're going to know how to write really good emails. We're going to start to think about how we can create documents that are reader-centered or user-centered. Okay, because we want everything we do to be in tune with what our readers need and want. So that's really important. From there, we're going to start to transition into our first assignment already. Now, one of the things you have to understand about this course is that we're packing 16 weeks of content into just 8 weeks. So necessarily that means we have to move twice as fast. And what that really means is that you have to expect that the workload each week is going to be pretty significant, okay? So our first assignment in technical writing is going to be a job application packet, which includes a resume and a cover letter. So what I'm going to have to ask you to do is a couple of things. One, you need to find a job in your field or a job that you're interested in to apply to. Two, I'm going to have to ask you to really start to understand what a really good resume looks like. And three, I'm going to ask you to draft a version of your resume. Okay, so that's really what we're looking at this week. We're really trying to get a strong footing in what it means to be reader-centered. Everything we do in this class is centered on the reader. What the reader needs, what the reader wants, the work that the reader is trying to accomplish, what the reader knows, what the reader needs to know. All of these things are very important to us as we begin our journey in English 108. So just to remind you, check Blackboard frequently. Check your email frequently. Be on top of all of the work. If you have a question, please email me. My email address is mtardif@kvcc.me.edu. I'm willing to answer any question, but I do ask you one favor. Try to solve problems first before you come to me. Use the resources at your disposal, namely your textbook, the syllabus, the internet, and common sense. Thanks a lot.